What's up, everybody? This is Major coming at you with another kind of cool video. Once again, 2022. They already got it cracking. You got the Canadians over there doing the truck blockage stuff. You got the backdoor stuff with American troops landing in Poland. I don't know if you're keeping up, but if you don't know what that means, a lot of this is set up for the next World War. People have been calling World War III, whatever you want to call it. War is war. The only issue here is that we're going to be involved in it, and it's going to be close to our back door. Y'all know Alaska's right up there, right? Russia's just right over the peninsula up there where Alaska and Ukraine is. I mean, I'm not looking at it on a map, but Russia could just walk over to Alaska, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's not that far. You're thinking this is some situation that's happening somewhere else, that's happening far away from where you live. It's not. And the geopolitical thing and the political thing and the politics thing, all these different issues and COVID and the economy and the crashing of all this stuff is coming to a head. It's not that I wanted to. It's not something I look forward to. You just find yourself in it, and now you better deal with it the best you can, because there are bigger things at play that you, me, and our families, and like I said in another video, we're just all trying to live, enjoy some type of moment while we have it, and looks like they just going to keep trying to put a damper on everything. I really believe that all the politics people, the world should get together. All the populations of the world, we should get together and force them to submit to us, and that they go in MMA style ring in the octagon, and the United States, whoever's president or vice president or whatever, versus the Russian president, and so on and so forth. Y'all know Putin will go up in there and kick some ass, because dude be out there wrestling with bears, swimming across frozen, Arctic tundra rivers and stuff. So dude's pretty raw, you know what I'm saying? Putin ain't a punk now. So let me get into this. The title, you're so interested in this title, that's why you click. Before I start, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I have a link below, PayPal donation button. Help Major keep the dream moving. All donations that I receive from any of my videos from now forward, they're going into the farm shares idea. If you've been keeping up with my videos, you know I'm talking a lot about the farm shares. That's the 40 acres that we purchased. We're going to give certain families opportunities to share in the farming and growing of food experience with us on the 40 acres. There's a whole bunch of other things that come with that. Access to the land, use of the land, so on and so forth. Your bug out location, that's what would be on the land. Get you all stocked up, get you all ready. We can talk about the details. Yes, everything does cost money, hence the donation button. Got to keep it coming in while it still works, so we can transition all of that paper into actual tangible assets that create food, water, shelter, and security on the property. Now, I got that out of the way, so let's get popping on the subject. Home defense training. All right. Actually, it's just home defense tactics. The training stuff I used to do. I still do it, but I'm sliding back from traveling around, showing people and families how to do it in person, not because of COVID or anything, but because of the times we're living in. I don't want to get too far from home, get too far from my A, B, C locations that I can't get back to it if something jumps off. So anything you need as far as training, we can do online. You can hire me as your consultant. I can coach you online. We can walk through some things person to person using Skype, using any other type of media or app driven setup where we can actually discuss in person the things that you need to have in place, and we'll go step by step. The only thing I can't do is physically be there right now to facilitate actual hands-on training, but the consulting side, I can still give you the information. I can still watch what you're doing and tell you, wrong move, let's correct it by doing this, so on and so forth. Let's get into this video, because I know some of you are interested about this home defense tactics title I have on there. So I had to write me some notes because this is the basic version, but I just want to make sure we hit on these basic ground, I would say concrete foundation elements that you get in place, and then you can build up on those. Okay, so when you're training, if it's firearms training, if it's jiu-jitsu, it doesn't matter what the skill set or what the genre of protection it is. Like it could be jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, it could be taekwondo, it could be MMA, it could be whatever. The basics, your foundation's always going to be the same. So we do the same thing with the home defense. So for example, with your fight stance and your position of your legs when you're fighting, even though you can't see my legs, I'm squared up to you right now. I got my right leg back, my left foot forward, and my knees are bent slightly. So in this position, I can always punch, but I'm also using my firearm too. Same position. It's the basics. It's so I can be stable, but then have movement available to me. When I'm standing straight up and like this, my legs are right up under my body. All it takes is somebody to push me back and I'll fall back. When my right foot goes back, we push, I got more stability. So that's what we're doing with the home defense. I'm going to give you the basic foundation, then you can add on to it. So if you get in the comments and people start saying, oh, you forgot this and you forgot that. Look, you do you, I'm going to do me. I'm going to talk to my people. We're going to build off the basics and then we'll add to it later. Dig? All right, thank you. Anything knowledgeable that can be put in the comments, let's put it in, because I'm always willing to learn. I don't see everything. I always tell you on my videos, I'm not 152% of anything. Major makes mistakes too. So when I do, I just say, yo, I made a mistake. How do I fix it? Let's fix it. Life moves on. When it ends, you're done anyway. So let's just keep it moving. Everybody can learn off of everybody. Here, I'm going to tell you this about instructors. If you ever take training from an instructor who's humble and that he explains to you that he learned something off of you by training you, that's the guy or lady that you want to train you, because that's the type of instructor that's always humble enough and willing to learn. You don't want these cocky, arrogant guys, think they know everything. They got all their tactical stuff on and they got all the perfect gear and they do all the stuff, so correct. In real battle, shit, you might just need to run. The hell with all that dumb shit. Yeah, that works when you can use it. All of this other stuff works when you can use it. But if you train people like that, they'll get into a pattern. When you develop muscle memory from doing stuff so many times, you get into a pattern. It's called a habit. Muscle memory is a habit, habitual training habit. So you want to make sure you're well-rounded, but you also want to make sure you got the basics. So if anything malfunctions, you just go back to the basics and start over. You know what I'm saying? So let's get started. Home defense tactics by Major Gardner. Okay, so first, I wrote down in my intro, open your mind. Open your mind. You got to open your mind, because some of this stuff might sound far out, but some of it might be, hey, I don't have the money for. Open your mind. Get it handled. Reprioritize your economy. Reprioritize what you buy. Get some help from family. I don't care what you do, but get some of this stuff in order. If you live in a home, I'm going to address houses. I'm going to throw in some stuff for apartments too, but unfortunately for people in apartments, there's things that you can do, but at the same time, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can't do. So I'll get into that as I go along, and then you'll understand what I mean. Just keep listening though, because you can still utilize some of this stuff that's in here. I've got some stuff for people who live in apartments, so don't worry. I got you covered. So, is your location a hard or a soft target? Let me explain. Your hard target, let me back up. Your soft target is the property that welcomes the bad guys up to it. So if you live in a comfortable neighborhood, for example, And remember, we're talking about SHTF conditions. When shit hits the fan, that type of environment, that's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about this everyday use, but you should have this stuff in place so that if and when that happens, you can't run to Lowe's or Home Depot when shit's hitting the fan and get you a security door. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to have to deal with what you got on site, right? So the whole point in this is to make sure that you don't have a soft target property or location. That means anyone can just drive right in your driveway, pull all the way up to your door, get out, go to the front door, and you don't even know that they did that. That's a soft target. A soft target has no deterrence in place. Let me give you an example of psychological deterrence. The number one deterrent that's out there, believe it or not, is signage. Now, listen to me. A sign is not going to stop anyone from overstepping onto your property. It's not going to physically do that. But psychologically, even in an SHTF situation, it's going to warn individuals what they might be entering into. Warning, surveillance systems. Oh, damn. I have those signs out in front along my fence. I have a 100-foot long privacy fence, 160-foot long privacy fence across the whole front of my property with a gate. You can't see in it and you don't know what's going on. A lot of people say, yeah, that makes the bad guys want to know what's in there. I don't give a shit what they want to know. Come over that fence and see what happens. But the whole point is the fence is a deterrent. It says, this is a little harder target. We're going to go over fences in just a minute. I'm just giving you an example. So let's get back to the hard target, soft target. Somebody can just roll right up your driveway in an apartment complex. You don't have the luxury of dictating whether people can come and go in vehicles. We're talking about homes right now. If you have a home in the city, in the countryside, wherever you stay, suburban America, whatever, if someone can just drive right up your driveway, come right up to your front door, you got a soft entry target. Okay? So this is what we'll do to segue into, I've got things broken down into categories. I'm just explaining to you what a hard target property is and a soft target. So I just explained a soft target. Your hard target is going to be one similar to where I'm at. Let's say you pull up to the gate's closed. Signage all over that states surveillance cameras, do not enter, trespassing, beware of owner, whatever you want to put up there, right? You can put custom signs up there, whatever. We'll go over that too. If the gate was open, you have to drive down a long gravel driveway that makes noise so I can hear you when you're coming. I have a secondary gate. If I don't want you to get access closer to the house, I'll have my secondary gate closed and you can't even gain access to get all the way up to my door. I'll have to come out and let you in. I have two gate systems on my property. One at the top entry, one midway down, okay? So that's so that if I have activities going on up in the front, maybe I'll rent somebody a space to park their RV up there, I can close off my secondary location gate and you can't gain access to the main site. So that's why that's there. But there again, that makes my property more of a hard target. Two, I got fencing all the way around. Harder target. Doesn't mean that people can't get over the fence. Doesn't mean they can't climb it, can't run through it with a vehicle. It just means it looks like a harder target. So that's what we want to do. We want to develop a hard target and we want to create psychological roadblocks along the way as well and deterrence to keep people at bay. All this does is buys us more time because in a shit hits the fan situation, everything you do and have prepped for needs to buy you time. The reason why you're prepping food and water, you're buying time, right? Okay. If I'm right, clap. Let's go. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that donation button too. Goes to farm shares. I'll tell you about that later. Don't forget about it though. All right. So we just discussed what's a soft target, what's a hard target. All right. Now we're going to break down different parts of the house. This is for people who have homes / apartments because you don't own it. And technically we don't own anything, but you have less rights of you have less rights to make improvements or change things or add things to the dwelling because you're renting. Doesn't mean you can't get permission by management, but we'll go into that in just a minute. So first thing I want to discuss are windows. Like I said, this video is going to last a little bit. It's quite a bit of information. Just sit down, relax, go ahead and hear it out. Get your notepad out. Start writing this stuff down. First write down, do I have a hard target or a soft target location? And then you can start coming through the information that I'm speaking about and writing down, nope, I don't have a fence. Nope, my window's this, my door's that. So as I go through each category of thing that we're going to discuss, you can write down and leave a note for yourself. Need to improve on the windows. All right. So we're going to jump into windows. I'm not going to go into broad detail. I'm just going to go into a couple of aspects of windows. I'm going to do that on each point to make you say, you know, to get you thinking. So here we go. Windows. What I do at my property, what I've already done is I have rose bushes underneath each one of my windows in the front. Now, we're going to plant some more on the back one, but my home sits up high enough in the rear, I don't have to worry about that. So, planting rose bushes, thorny, pricky, stuff that just pokes you when you try to get up in it is one of my favorite choices for or window treatment for security. I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you plant like a thorny, pricky bush, something that gets big under your windows, it really, really, really reduces the ability for anyone trying to gain access to that window, the ability that they have the ability to do that. Because who wants to get stuck with thorns and getting all pricky stuff sticking in your skin? You know, plant some damn cactus under your window, a big ass cactus. Just use landscaping materials as security devices, security features. The bad guys, people just look, oh, that looks nice. But you try to get up in that window, it's another story, right? That's creating more of a harder target for my property. So windows, I got thorny, prickly landscape. It's got to be kind of, you know, big, tall, wide stuff. It can't just be some little bush. It's got to be some good sized stuff. So that's something that you can do. Here's another thing for windows. Now you won't be able to do that in a shit hits the fan situation. I'm just kind of some things to make you say, okay. I didn't think about that. Open your mind, right? Open your mind. That's all this is. Information to open your mind. So one of the things to have on hand at all times for your windows and your doors, if we have a SHTF event, and a lot of you out there really like, it's like round the corner maybe. Who knows? Let's not keep saying that. We'll see what happens. But while seeing what's happening, I want to be prepared for it if it does. If it doesn't happen, I can use the wood for something else. I can use the rose bush to look at. Wow, that's beautiful. My house looks better, so on and so forth. So we're not wasting money here. All we're doing is investing. We're trying to invest in options. So we got 2x4s. Keep some 2x4s at home at all times. If you want, it takes a little work, but go ahead. They're going to be 8 foot long probably. So go ahead and cut those in like, I would say 4 foot sections. So you're going to need like 6 or 7 2x4s cut in 4 foot sections. Pre-drilled holes, right? These holes are for screws to go in through so that in the event you got to shore up some windows and doors. You already got the holes drilled. You got screws in a box close by. You got your drill is always charged up, or whatever you got to use to screw those screws in with. All that stuff is ready. You're just there, boom, drilling. And what you want to do is you do not want to cover up your entire window. You want to be able to see out. You want to be able to even possibly get out, depending on your size and your build. You want to be able to get out if you have to in an emergency. So you can opt to do, you know, a lower board, a higher board outside, and then on the inside put a board across the middle. So at least 1, 2, 3, if they try to come in, it's going to be more difficult for them to come in. Do I want them to break my window? No. So if it was an extreme shit hits the fan situation, what I mean by that depends on how many hours into the situation we are and you're still in your primary location. And what I mean by that is this. So 24 hours after some major event, remember the World Trade Center? Everybody was glued to the TV, right? Some people were making moves, whilst others were glued to the TV, whilst others didn't have a clue what the hell was going on. They was just doing their thing, minding their own business. They never even knew it happened until a week later, right? So, in an extreme situation where you are really alerted to the fact that, oh shit, this is it, right? This is the thing. That's when these things you're going to have to put into play. So you can use 2x4s. You can use plywood. You know, you can get the 3/4 expensive stuff and nobody coming through nothing. You drill those up, right? You're not going to be able to get out either, but if you're smart, you're going to make some kind of way for you to be able to exit. You're going to always have 2 exits, always have 2 emergency exits, one at either end of the property or one at either end of the house, so you and your family can get out of Dodge if you have to. You need to plan that out in advance, which way you're going. But plywood, you can cut a small, almost like a gun port hole or square, just enough so you can cut it long, just enough so you can see all the way, maybe like a 45-degree angle at the least, left and right, so you can see what's going on. Now, if you gonna do the plywood stuff, I keep plywood on hand at all times. I got like 8 boards. I keep stacking it up. I got 8 over here, another 6 over there, so on and so forth. I'm not saying that this is the way you should go. I'm just telling you and giving you options. This is what I got set up. So I'm out here in the country. It doesn't mean that when shit hits the fan, you're not gonna get any activity. Doesn't mean just because you're out in the country you don't get. Actually, you may still get some serious action. You don't know, because a lot more people have guns out here too. The only good thing is when you know your neighbors, everybody grows food, everybody has a resource and knows how to do something. You're gonna be better off than being in an area where everybody's already out for themselves, even before the shit hits the fan. You dig what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you got your neighbor communications down, and I'm going to hit that in another section to give you a little bit more detail on what you can be doing with your neighbors, because most of us in America, we don't even know who the hell you live next door to half the time. You don't go visit, you don't go see, brown people, this is a brown people thing, you don't go borrow sugar no more, you don't go, borrow butter no more. I mean, used to be that you could go next door, can I get some milk? Yeah, what you need? Bam, here you go. We don't get down like that no more. Unfortunately, culture's changed 15 times since then. So I'm going to go over that piece in a different section because I got that already written up. But let's get back on what you're doing to harden your windows and your doors. So that was a window treatment. The landscape stuff, if you have time, or if you already have a rose bush that's grown up, maybe you could move it to the windows. I don't know. If you don't have that and you like the idea of having plywood ready with holes drilled and a porthole, already cut out in it, put that in play. At the least, have some 2x4s laying around so you can shore up some windows, shore up some things, and make sure that someone can't gain entry to your property. There again, people can get in if they really want to. They could drive a damn truck or car through your side of your house, right? So don't think that you still, you're safe. You're just a little safer. It's buying more time for you and your family. Always keep that in mind. Everything you're doing is not an end all be all. It's a buy more time for yourself. So as a prepper on the move, everything's buying time. That's all it is. It's not meant to hold very long. You're buying time, okay? So here we go. I'm going to get right into this other section, which is talking about doors. I had written down for the windows bars. I'm not a big fan of bars because bars basically, unless you got the kind that have some type of fastener or something where you can undo it and open it so you can get out. Fire safety reasons. That's the one thing to consider. Fire wise, make sure you have those two exits, one at either end of the property, in case you get a fire, somebody throws a Molotov cocktail through your window. You still want to be able to go stage left, stage right. You don't want to have one exit. Remember, always have two of everything. You know, that's my motto. 2 shotguns, 2 fire extinguishers, 2 5-gallon buckets of water. Just don't buy one. Something might happen to the one and then you can't access it. Grab the other one, right? That's how we get down. Prepper mentality, that's like in the Prepper Bible. I'm just making that one up. But Prepper Bible, book 1, Firearms 2, 3, and 4, whatever. Thou shalt carry a shotgun, buckshot, and slugs. Okay? We'll get back to the firearms thing. But 2 of everything is the choice. That's what the choice you want to make. Buy 2 of everything. Okay? 2 boxes of this. 2 pails of this. 2 containers of this. Don't just buy one if it's something you really need. Get 2. 2 screwdrivers, 2 hammers, 2 of everything. Okay? All right. So now we're going to slide down to doors. Your door might be what I'm describing. Your windows might be already cool. You might have some type of shutters that are bulletproof and push a button and it's like electric, you know, stuff like that. I don't know what you got. But this is for regular folk who, you know, wasn't really thinking about all this stuff. This is the basics. We're getting you started, getting your mind open. So just remember that. All right, we're going to slide down to the category of doors. On your doors, just know that you can replace your wooden door with a metal door. Yeah, it takes investment. You can put a metal frame, metal door in there with some upgraded locks, and you're going to buy a whole lot of time from anybody kicking anything in. 2, you can also buy those security screen doors from Home Depot or Lowe's. I got a couple of them I'm about to throw up. I'm enhancing some stuff. So I've got they even have security doors for your sliding patio doors. It's a whole frame that fits over your sliding door. On one end, it's got a lock and hinges here in the middle, and the door opens. Then you can slide your door open and go in and gain access. The rest of it stays barred up. But this is metal security doors, wrought iron metal security doors. Home Depot sells, just put in security screens, security doors, and you'll see examples of all the different styles they have. They got nice stuff and they just got stuff. Bam, it's steel, it's black, and it ain't letting you in. You're not kicking this door in. Trust me. It's got that little flange over the locks. So if you try to kick in, you're kicking in steel against steel, metal against metal. So and it's got that anti-pry your lock little metal slot that comes out from the screen door. So you can enhance your screen door. That gives you more time. There's a protective layer. Security features are all protective layers. So you're just building onto layers and layers like an onion. You just want nobody to be able to get to you until you're ready for them to get to you is the whole point. So you got your screen door, safety security screen door, metal. You might even have a steel door behind that. And then behind the steel door, you can put one of those, what is it? I wrote it down. It's like an anti-kick bar that goes up into the door with a little metal flange right here. And then it angles down to the floor with another little metal flange. So you're going to break your leg. You might break your neck trying to kick in on that. You know, that's a serious setup right there. I would encourage anybody with the finances to do so. Boom, start making moves. Go ahead and get your screen doors first. Then you can work on the other stuff. Or if you're just going to do it and that's what you want to do, get that whole steel frame and steel door put up in there. Then put your metal screen door, your security screen up. That way, when you open the metal door, you still can get some fresh air, breathe, so on and so forth, and still nobody can get to you. There's no glass on these. They do have some with screens and glass, but I opt to not have any glass. I don't need any extra stuff to break off and bust off in my face. If I had to slam the door shut real quick to keep somebody out, I don't want that glass breaking in my face. So I opted not to get the glass at all. So that's another option for you right there. Let's see what else I had down here. Update your locks. If you're on a budget, maybe at the least you could just get some. Locks do matter. They make stronger steel, metal, whatever the materials they're using for the locks. They make different brands have different calibers of locks. So just know you can update your locks like I was saying. So update your locks, go price some locks, read the package on the lock, read what it's capable of handling, like foot pressure, pound pressure, so on and so forth. If you got lock A over here says, oh, this only handles 100 pounds of pressure on it, but this one says it handles 400, but it costs $25 more, I'm gonna spend that $25 more. I need that extra 300 whatever pounds of kick pressure because I don't know who's trying to kick the door in. So that's how important locks are. I know some of this is a little boring, but these are the upgrades that you need to have in place to make your home more of a hard target. So when you're talking about home defense, this is the primary layering system for home defense. We're not going to get into tactics yet. That'll be another video. The next video after this will be home defense tactics. That's where I'm going to describe different things you can do in your home and how you can train your family, how to protect yourself, where people need to be. You got to literally plan that stuff out so you can get everybody to one location, especially if you're using a firearm to defend yourself. You cannot have all your family scattered about the house and not knowing where to go, what to do. You might have a lights out situation. Nobody knows where to meet in the house. Next thing you know, you need to access your firearm, and now you can mistakenly harm one of your family members by not having a plan. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. That'll be the next video. We'll get into more details about that. Let's get you up and running with increasing your location from a soft or softer to a harder target. Okay, so now if you're in an apartment, let me go back over one section where we were talking about, of course, you can't do the rose bushes in front of the window. You can't add landscape design to your security design to your apartment complex, but you can on the doors section with permission from a management. They may let you put a metal screen door up. Maybe if it's a townhome or so. I don't know what each location will allow you to do, but all you got to do is ask. You just ask them and then see what's up. But if they allow you to do that, do it. If you can easily have some 2x4s in the house, pre-drilled holes and some screws and a battery powered wireless cordless drill ready to roll in the event you need to shore up your front door, you can always do that. Just keep them 2x4s in the closet. Keep them out. When you're ready to use them, use them. So for people in apartments, you can do that. Everybody else has got a residential style home or whatever you have as far as a home is concerned. Most of these elements apply to you. You don't have much leeway with apartments because you don't have the ownership rights to be able to make enhancements or make or create different designs and so on and so forth. So that would be something between you and management, but you can still be prepared. You can still, if you had to, shore your door up with those 2x4s. You could get that anti-kick bar. You can install one of those. That shouldn't hurt anything. You can install one of those. You might have to get permission first, but you can install one of those. I much rather have it than not. So those are things you can do in an apartment complex. There's hope for apartment people. Tactically, situational awareness, training on how to get out to your vehicle, get out of there. You can still be working on that. I'll go over some of that later. So the main thing that you want control over with your house to make it a harder target, we just went over windows, we went over doors, If you want, add some comments. If you know some other stuff that I'm not hitting, like I said, I'm doing basics, or this video would be like 3 hours long or something. So I'm trying to run through all these sections and then break out some stuff and describe it to you. So you want to be able to control that driveway access, that egress, ingress stuff. So you want to make sure that you're in control of who can enter your property through your driveway. So a couple of things I put in here was, in a shit hits the fan situation, you don't have time to go buy a new gate or fence or anything. So if you don't have that, the tactic I would use, now write this one down. Remember, your vehicles are weapons too. They're deterrents. You turn your vehicles into mobile roadblocks. If you got more than one vehicle, I mean, most households have possibly at least two, but you might have 3 or 4. You can use those vehicles, tractors, large machinery that moves, to block your driveway so that you will be in more control over who can access it. So when the shit goes down, get your driveway secured. Now, can people walk and step over? Sure. But I've eliminated one threat of someone just driving right up here in a van, with a van full of folks, and jumping out at my front door. I've eliminated that threat. It's bought me more time. So use vehicles as mobile roadblocks, mobile fencing, whatever you want to do. Take that idea, expound on it if you want, but that's how you can use vehicles to protect entry to your driveway. Now, I did write down some quick notes. Let's see. For your sidewalks, you're going to want to keep access control for your sidewalks as well. So if you got a 0-turn lawnmower, pull it out there and move the key. You got just a regular lawnmower, big riding lawnmower, put it in the sidewalk, block the fence area, whatever you want to do. Just make it to where people can't just walk up. Now, who's to say they can't just climb your fence or walk through your yard? They probably could, but at least you're attempting to slow people down and put up deterrents that can buy you more time. That stuff's just going to be sitting in the shed anyway, so use it. So let's move on, and I'm going to get to one section here that's going to give you some tactics involving looters, because that'll be what's coming next. You got the looter situation. So I'm going to go over a few things. If you get caught in the crosshairs and you're stuck at home and you didn't have a bug out location, we're going to talk about bug out locations. That's really not a part of this, but I'm going to throw it in there. If you don't have a bug out location, hit the comments right now. Say, Major, I don't have a bug out location. I'll explain some stuff to you. We'll get back to that. I should have that back here so I don't forget. And we'll go over that bug out location stuff in just a minute. So here we go. We got driveway access. Control it. You got to control it. You got to harden access to your main part of your property by using vehicles, barricades, old tires, whatever you got. It needs to be in the driveway where someone can just walk through there and enter in. If you have gates or fencing, remember, fencing is physical / psychological deterrent, meaning someone can climb the fence. It's not going to stop them if they really want to get in. But to all of the other ones, maybe you got lazy looters in your area. I don't know. Maybe you got people that the whole point of hardening your location, making it a hard target, is so that when somebody comes your way, they look and see that's too much shit to go through to try to see if I can get something. When I got 50 other houses around here, I can just walk right up to the front door. This is the whole point about hardening your location. You want the looters, the burglars, whatever. You want them to look at your spot and go, yo, I wasn't trying to get shot today. I wasn't trying to get killed. I'm trying to get out of here with the loot or with what I take. I'm not trying to get hung up. You want them thinking that, and so they can move on. Because we're not trying to kill people, y'all. I know shit hits the fan. Everybody's going to be geared up with their AR-15 and ready to roll, got their vest on and all this stuff. I get it. Yeah, okay, great. My intent is not to kill people. That's not why I do what I do. Anybody can kill anybody. A 4-year-old with a pistol can accidentally shoot somebody and kill them. So it's not about you need so much skill to do that. It's really about creating more time for yourself, to buying time so that you can choose another option. If I don't have to kill you and I can just make you leave, that's what I'm gonna try to do. You put my back up against the wall and I got nowhere to go and I got my kids behind me, you gotta go. But that's not what I'm trying to do first. That's not what I'm trying to do first. That's not my intent on anything I do, is to take life. You know, that energy will come back around at some point anyway, in this life or the next. Is going to come around. So I'm not trying to kill folks. Just get that straight. But push me too far, it's not going to be me lights out right then and there. So let's move on. There's one thing I forgot. You want to write down. I kind of skipped over it. When I was talking about the doors, when I spoke about the updating your locks, a lot of people may have this question or may not. Deadbolt locks. I wanted to review some information about deadbolt locks. Deadbolt locks in your everyday use are okay. There's pros and cons. I would say when you're not home and you got deadbolt locks locked with the key, so that anyone that comes in cannot open those primary doors or whatever access doors you have. They can't open it without that key. That's good when you're not home. They can't drag your safe out the door. They can't take large items. They're going to catch hell trying to get out themselves once they find out they can't get out. And they're going to go scurry out the window they came in through with whatever they can take out the window. But at least they can't get your big items. Like I said, if you got a safe on the floor, bolted to the floor, whatever, they're not going to be able to drag that out. Unfortunately, with deadbolt locks in a SHTF situation, you might not be able to get out of the house when you need to head to bug out. You got to have the key. And if you don't have spare keys somewhere where you know, or your spouse or your children know where this key is, y'all can't get out the house. So if you got deadbolt locks, you need to kick that around, run some scenarios in your head. Oh, I'm always thinking about deadbolt locks because I'm in control. I have the key, I lock it, I go to work, and that's it. But if you were in the house and needed to get out and in a panic, couldn't remember where your keys are, couldn't get access to your key, you're stuck. You're trapped in there with the bad guy. Maybe he came through the window. Now you can't get out, right? So think about and consider the deadbolt lock thing. You may want to change that. You may want to keep it. You may say, Major, you don't know what you're talking about. But that's my opinion. That's my professional opinion. Shit hits the fan situation. Deadbolt locks are going to lock you in the house and you're going to have less access to get out. So I wanted to make sure I covered that before I went on, in case that popped up somebody's mind. What should I do about this or that? So before we get off the gates and fencing, gates and fencing, I started talking about it a little bit, what I have set up. But like I said, it creates a physical and a psychological deterrent for would-be intruders. So another thing you can do on your fencing, even if you just have some Tractor Supply metal fencing wire, if you can't afford to go put up a whole big fence, you can go buy the stakes, those green stakes, pound those in the ground, sledgehammer. They're about, you can get them 5 foot tall, 6 foot tall, whatever, right? Take them in the ground about 1.5 feet or whatever you want. Get the 6 foot tall mesh wire fence. It comes in big rolls. It's inflation done hit it. It used to be $89. That stuff's like $1.39, $1.49 a roll or something crazy now. But if you gotta have it, you gotta have it. You can buy a 100-foot roll. You can stake your fence line, roll it out, take your wire ties, tie that fence up, and you got a fence that you could do yourself. Depending on how big your property is, I mean, you can possibly afford to do that. Even if you just did it in a section where you don't have a lot of trees and someone could just walk right through that area because they can see that that's open, that little piece of fence might deter somebody. So You can always do that. You can always add razor wire across the top. You can add barbed wire fencing. There's lots of things that you can do, but pre-event, those are things you need to be doing now, preparing for the event. You're hardening your location by preparing in advance. You can't run to Home Depot when shit hits the fan. It's going to be shut down. Everybody's going to be up in Home Depot taking stuff too. So if that played out like it like the movies make it look like. So those are things you can add. You want to remember, I want to keep rings of security around me. Make you come through this, all the way. By the time you get to me, I hope you're tired. By the time you get to me, maybe you just walk the hell off because it's too much to do. By the time you get to me, maybe I done bugged out already, me and my fam. So these things are to buy time. I wanted to make an interesting, I made an observation mentally earlier. People that have electric gates, mine is all, push-pull stuff, and I have a huge wheel on it that I can roll over the gravel and stuff. But those of you that have like electric or solar powered gates, remember your gate is only going to work if the sun's been out or if you got power. The other thing to note is, and this was the observation piece that I looked at earlier, if your gate opens outwardly, for you to get out, it opens outwardly. That means someone can actually park in front of it, and then you can't even get out your gate. You can't even get to their vehicle to move it out of the way. Maybe you got a truck and you got a chain or a tow strap. You could drag it out of the way in an emergency. You had to, whatever. I keep tow straps in all my stuff, so I could do stuff like that. But if you really want to have the greatest access, I believe you would want your gate to open inwardly. That way, even if someone had a vehicle there and the gate still open inwardly, I could still get at their vehicle. I could still have access. Maybe I can get around it, so on and so forth. But definitely think about that. If you got an outward opening gate already set up, have a plan to how to get the hell out of there, because if that's blocked by vehicles, you're stuck in there. You can't get your vehicles out. So have two of everything, an alternate route. All right. I'm off the electric gates. Let's move into extended SHTF. Extended, wow, past 72 hours, 3 days into an event, if things are going haywire up after say 48 and then you get to 72, if you are in a position to bug out and it's, let's say your area is severely compromised with all kinds of ruthless activity, you're only going to have that window to react and make a move. You really should be already reacting before 72. You should be already on the road. If you got a bug out location somewhere to be to get out of the city, you should already be on the road under 48 hours of a real event where shit hits the fan. So you got weather events, and then you got that shit hits the fan stuff. So weather events, you might shelter in place. You might shelter in the house. So all your preps, all your stuff you got set up, solar generators and gas, all that will work. You're good. As long as your house didn't get damaged by the storm or hit by the tornado, so on and so forth, hurricane, whatever. But if it's this other type of situation where you get civil unrest and you got all the mayhem, you got all this crazy going on and people are just in the streets and doing crazy stuff, your window to get out was a 48-hour window. You got 24 hours to go, oh, damn, this thing's happening. After that, you should already be loading up or already had stuff loaded up. If you had opportunity to have an little cheap enclosed trailer or use one, an ugly one, it doesn't matter. Have that bad boy already loaded up and ready with a trailer lock on it so nobody can take it. You got preps in there, water and gear and whatever you need, little tents and stuff. Be ready to hook up and go. You should be headed out. You should be getting on the road, because the first thing that's going to happen in the city all your roads are going to be just shut. You think that trucker thing in Canada is shutting down some roadways. The shit hits the fan thing will make here in Georgia, I-85 is already jacked up. When things are moving, it's horrible. 20 and 85 and 75. So those highways will be so log jammed with vehicles, you won't be able to get to your spot even if you got one. So you got to have your planning down. Like I said, I can help you with that. I got the donate button below. You can donate to Major. Those funds are going into Gardner Farms, which is my farm, the 40 acres. That's the thing I'm talking about, the farm shares on the other videos. So that's the farm shares donation button so that we can build out all of this stuff we need to build out there. So if you're a donor, large donor, you're going to have a place out there. If you're a donation person, you send $50, $25, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're going to help me keep being able to do these videos. If they're not that great, don't send me a donation. You know, money is only good while it's in use. So wherever the good energy is, that's where I put it. It reciprocates back to me. So I'm going to leave a donation thing down there so that you can access it. That's all it is. So let's get back into our hardening our primary location and turning it from soft to hard. Some other things to consider: camera systems, surveillance systems. Yeah, Major, I got a surveillance system, so I'm tight. I'm good, man. I got my security up, got the lighting, yada, yada, yada. And the shit hits the fan situation, don't rely on it. If it's powered by electricity, you know the bad guys and girls out there, they know how to cut your power, right? Were you aware of that? What's your fallback? What's your plan B? You know what I'm saying? The surveillance cameras are good as long as there's electricity. I'm not going to rely on it. It's just another tool. If I wake up in the middle of the night and I look at my monitor and I see, it's going to help me see the 4 dudes over by bush 3. It's going to help me see the other 2 over there by bush 4. It's going to help me see the ones that's at the front door. So I know what I'm dealing with. It's good for that. Use it. But just know I need a backup plan, because when shit hits the fan, your camera system is just going to be there to either record you being successful or to record you not being successful at defending your home. Camera systems only work when people are scared to get caught and go to jail. Shit hits the fan, nobody's scared no more. You dig? So you got to change your view, open your mind, realize that things are only as good as they are for that situation as long as the situation occurs like that. So security cameras are good. Use them as you know, as much as you can. But if lights go out, have a backup plan. Have a contingency. You might need some damn night vision. I don't know. You might have to really get jiggy with it, you know. Spend $3,000 for some decent night vision. But your security lighting can work for you. Here's how. We don't want to light our property up with, say, solar powered lights so we can say, oh, I'm over here. Hey, come see me. No, we want to be less visible in a shit hits the fan situation. So with your lighting, if you already have all that stuff installed, you're going to want to go turn that stuff off, pull it out the ground, do something. You don't want your house lit up, attracting people to look at it. You want it lights out. You want it, you know, 0 dark 30. You want it lights out, right? So what I suggest is getting the solar powered motion sensor lights and putting those at the corners of your property and pointing those lights on the corners in a direction where you can see them. Come on. So if I come out of the house with my family and one of my lights comes on and turns on towards me, I know somebody's coming that way. Kids get in the car, you know, boom, and I turn that way and handle it. Use your lighting to help you buy more time. Don't rely on it to save you, of course, but bad guys typically don't like heavily lit areas. But when shit hits the fan, that's going to be your green light for them to come check you out. You're all lit up. Everybody else's house is dark. What the hell's going on over here? You're bringing the attention towards you. So just keep that in mind about your lighting. I hope I'm making some interesting points so you can see where this is all headed. You got to use some strategy, some tactics, and you gotta think outside the box. You got to go outside the box you're in to gain the tactical advantage. You got to get out the box thinking going. Trust me, you got to do some stuff differently. Stop doing shit the same old way, day after day after day. You're programming yourself, or have been programmed, to keep doing that repetitive behavior. Shit hits the fan, your behavior now is not going to apply to SHTF event. You're going to get taken out quick because you're looking like this instead of with your head on a swivel. You see what I'm saying? You got to learn how to move like that. So you better start practicing that now. Here's a good training for anybody every day while you're at home. Start training this way. When you walk through a door, this is to increase your situational awareness. When you walk through a door, before you walk through it, look left, look right, and then go. Okay? When you go into the restaurant to go get lunch, before you go through the doorway, left, right, maybe I open the door, left, right, and then I go. Before you go through that intersection, your light turns green. Look left, look right, then go. Practice that over and over and over again. That will increase your situational awareness. You will start looking left, right before you get in your car. You will start looking left, right before you get in your shower. Look, most people are the most comfortable when they come to their house. That's when you drop all your, Barney Fife stuff. And that's when you drop your head on a swivel and then you just tired and you just mosey on in the house. That's when people take you right there. You got to change that mentality. Left, right. Watch my six at all times. I don't have to do it like as a paranoid person. I could just right, left, left, right. You don't know what I'm doing. I could just be like, oh, that's a nice rod over there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to telegraph it. You just get in the habit of left, right. It'll quicken your situational awareness, okay? So we're done with lighting. You can play with that later, but remember, in an SHTF event, you want your lights dim. You want your lights out. You want to use enough light so you can see to move around. You don't want anyone saying, wow, let me go up there. They got power. Oh, wow, let me go over there. I hear a lot of people saying, yo, I had my generators running during the last storm. I'm the only one over here with the lights on. But remember, in a SHTF event, you don't want your lights on. You want your flash, you want your red light tactical flashlight out so you can see, but they can't really see the glow of that yellow light or LED light. You want to be moving around like a ghost. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. And that's another thing I was going to tell you about. I didn't have it written down, but you're going to want some clothing, man, that doesn't draw attention to you. You're going to want some just plain, drab clothes that look like you just a dude or just a chick. You're going to want to throw that stuff on and get dressed so you can just slip through areas without alerting people that you know what you're doing or that you got some type of skill. You save that for the confrontation. Don't telegraph your punches. Muhammad Ali, don't telegraph your punches. Mayweather, don't telegraph your punch. Don't lead with your left shoulder when you're about to throw the right. You know what I'm saying? Don't fake with your left and then throw the right, but don't lead and then he knows you coming like this. So just remember, don't telegraph everything that you do, and your clothing has a lot to do with it. When I wear a hat like this, with this on the back, I'm telegraphing. That's a part of my business and what I do. But if I'm out in public like that, some people gonna know I kind of know a few things, and they're gonna be watching me a little different. So remember, the more you suit up and gear up for confrontational stuff, the harder someone else is gonna come at you. Let me repeat. The more you suit it up, now that could deter some people, but we talking about SHTF. I'd rather just say shit hits the fan, y'all. So when shit hits the fan, you do not want to necessarily be all tacked out. Either you're going to scare a couple of people, but more than likely, if you get to that, depends on how far you get into the event, you might cause people to come harder at you because they know they got to come harder because you got all that shit on. So just keep that in mind too. that might need to be saved for something else. We'll get into some videos later about what type of bulletproof vest to have. I got about 8 or 9 tactical plate carriers and level 3A vests. Okay, when you wear the tactical version, you draw attention, but when I wear my concealed up under my shirt, I draw no attention, and I'm still protected the same way. I just, of course, can't take a hit by with a rifle round because I don't have my plate carrier under my shirt. You would see it anyway. I'd be all bulked up like this, and plate carriers with real plates in them are heavy as hell. So you will wear yourself out if you're not training with your plate carrier. I'm gonna just tell you that. So just know that the more you suit up and the more you trying to look like an actor in a movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger and shit, or whoever, when you try to roll out like that, just know that you're gonna have to come. You better be correct with your training and your technique, with your tactics, because somebody gonna see you like that and they gonna come at you harder. Doesn't mean don't use it. Just have your stuff together if you're gonna use it, and just have your head on a swivel like that, because people are gonna come at you. Okay. All right. Let's move on. So, in-home self-defense. This is probably what you've been waiting for. In-home self-defense. Yo, Major, what's the best firearm to use? What's the best thing to use? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you like this. As pretty as all these weapons look, and I like them, man, because I'm playing with them. I like to shoot. I like to sports shoot. Hitting my metal targets. Ding, 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 ding. I love it, okay? And I'll show y'all that pretty soon. I might show you how I set up my targets for practice and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But for home use, to defend yourself, I'm going to always go back to the basics. My favorite weapon of choice is going to be a shotgun. Preferably a pump action shotgun. Mossberg is my favorite. Mossberg 590. Heavy barrel. That's one of my favorites. Mossberg 500. Any shotgun works. Don't get caught up on the names. That's just one of my personal favorites. If it'll rack around and when you squeeze the trigger, it shoots, it fires, you in business. So here's the deal with shotguns. A lot of females will say, that's such a powerful I'm just scared of that. Well, what are you more scared of? Somebody getting in your house and hurting you and your children? Or the shotgun just got some recoil to it? Which one? So, why a shotgun? Because when I rack my shotgun, everybody listens. Everybody's on pause. Everybody's like, oh shit, right? You hear that? You know what's coming next. It's a deterrent too. You might not even have to use it. When you rack that shotgun, there's just something psychological about racking that shotgun that makes people, oh shit, better get up out of here. I don't know about that one, right? So, the number 2 point I want to make on your shotguns, you don't have to aim and shoot necessarily, unless you got slugs in there. For those of you that don't know what a slug is, that's just a round, shotgun round, 12 gauge shotgun round that's got a big ass ball in there, just comes out as a projectile. One. What you want is like some PDX rounds or some self-defense rounds that have multiple plates, or round, they look like BBs, but you want to say round shot shell or whatever. They're coming out in a pattern, and all you do is point in that direction, and as these projectiles come out of that one shot, they start moving in an outward trajectory to hit the target. So you're gonna hit no matter what. I would much rather prefer my wife, if she's trained pretty decent with pistols. I'm confident she can handle herself, and I say pretty decent. That's just because she's not practicing as much as me, but she's up on game as far as getting it, racking it, and let's go. Okay, she's up on that. She can put them down range. But for home defense use, don't get it twisted. Your pistol is not going to be the best option for you, and here's why. Because in a serious situation, it's dark, shit hits the fan, maybe kids sleep, yada yada yada. First, I don't have that many deterrent capabilities with my semi-automatic pistol. I can rack it, makes a little sound, but when I hit that shotgun by the door, clack clack, maybe I get them to run off. 2, if my wife is handling stuff because I'm not there, whatever, we don't know what's happening, or you're a single mom, you're a single woman, female, point that shotgun in that direction, wait till they come through the door, wait till they enter, give the command, get the hell out of here, or I'm gonna blow your brains out, right? Give your verbal commands, because you still got to make sure you really gonna do this. So if you got distance on them, you down the hallway and they're coming through the door down here, you got 25, 30 feet of distance, get them through the door first. Be aware that situational awareness, the person coming through the door might have somebody else with them. So don't use all your rounds. I always tell people when I'm training for home defense, you're not using all of your rounds on one subject. You are placing rounds where you need them. You are placing, double tap, pop, pop, assess, assess. Oh, another bad guy. Pop, pop, assess, assess. Oh, another bad guy. Pop, pop. I still got half a full mag, right? Don't ever shoot all your shots at one spot, because you don't know what else you have to handle in that situation. Got 25 feet of space here. I got my shotgun out. It's female. Get the commands. Hey, stop him, blow your brains out. He's on meth. He's juiced up, got his buddies behind him. I told you, he's take one step forward. Cluck, cluck, boom, he's down. Rack it again. Clock, clock. Everybody else running. Everybody else running. They coming, you popping. That's all it is to it. But with a shotgun, you're not having to do this. You're not having to focus on the front sight, rear sight, front sight. You're not having to do all that. You just point, shoot. Now, you can't miss with a shotgun if you don't aim at the target. I mean, you got to put it in the vicinity. You can't be aiming up and fire. You can't be aiming at the floor and fire. You got to be in the middle. Boom. Other than that, it's easy. Grab it, go. Pistol defense. You can take care of some people with your semi-automatic pistol too, but it's a little bit more. If you're training all the time, it's not a big deal. You come out, you go, boom. You know, you come out and you go, pop, pop, pop. That's it. But if you're not training all the time, have your shotgun. Because I'm going to come out with the shotgun first. And when I get done with that, I only got like a 7-shot tube. I got 6 in the tube and 1 in. I got 7 shots. If I need more, I'll drop it. Boom. Got my pistol. I'm ready to go. Pow, 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 pow. Right? That's what we're doing. So, just know, Major's favorite home defense weapon is going to be the shotgun. Now, a lot of people got automatic shotguns. You rack it once, and then you can fire. I got one in there. I think that magazine holds like 15 or something crazy. I think it's like between 10 and 15 shot magazine. So I can just squeeze the trigger until I run out. That's kind of cool too. You can do either one, whatever you're more comfortable with. I just like the sound of a shotgun being racked because it's nerve-wracking to your adversary. So that's just a little bit on shotgun, home defense. If you don't have a shotgun, get you a shotgun. I can't reiterate it enough. Get you a shotgun. That's the bailout weapon of choice for home defense. Everything else should be a secondary item. But if that's all you got is a semi-auto pistol, revolver, or whatever, a hammer, a heavy object, hell, if I got to grab a golf club, I'm going to make it work because I'm a MacGyver with this shit. I'm going to make it work. Trust me. We're going to make stuff work to our advantage so we can get the hell out of Dodge. That's what this is all for. So, got that shotgun working. You got that semi-automatic pistol. Maybe you got an AR. Not so great in close quarters unless you know how to manipulate that weapon. You got to know where all your people are at in the house, and you got to know that bullets is going through walls. They're not stopping at the target only. They can go through the target and through the walls, okay? So you got to be aware of these things and have your plan down. When the thing breaks out, everybody get to the hide spot. Dad goes and gets the da-da. Mama got the shotgun. You know, whatever. She got her pistol. She's putting that stuff on and doing this and that. And Dad says to her, hey, if you don't tell me the code word, or if I don't say the code word coming back through when you say, who is it? If I don't give you the code word, they open that door. It's lights out. So you got to have your planning down. You need to have little code words. Papa's got a brand new bag. Whatever you want to say to let your family know it's you so that they can stay safe. If you get hit and then they get your family, what was the point of you getting hit in the first place? So have your code words. There's a lot of stuff going on, y'all. I know it's a lot. We're already dealing with a lot, but I'm just trying to give you some tips to open your mind so you can get more out of this and start preparing a little better. So if you like this video so far, hit the comments down there, hit the like button, subscribe, so on and so forth. Donation buttons down there, hit the link, blah, blah, blah. All right, so you got looters. Always gonna be some looters with your shit hits the fan stuff. They doing that overseas right now. They're probably not putting too much of it on the news over here because they don't want y'all start freaking out and going crazy and doing it right this minute. We got troops on the borders in America. We got troops and dropping in Poland. A few guys, 2,000 paratroopers dropping up in there. Kind of look like there's going to be a war. If you thought the supply chain was going to get better, I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so. And you can see that the United States, people who control the company called the United States of America, they have not put out something to all of the public here saying, hey, start stockpiling food. You guys need to get prepared. China did. For some reason, China told their citizens, yo, y'all better get ready. We might not tell you why, but get ready. You know something's coming. So anyway, looters. Let's talk about looters real quick. Like I said, looters are looking for soft targets. They're not looking for hard targets. Doesn't mean that if you got a hard target, somebody's not going to come knocking. But it does mean you got a better chance and more time between you and the looter, you and the bad guy, than you would if you didn't have anything planned. So check this out. Here's a tactic you can use if you get stuck in the city at your home and you want to make your house, you didn't get a chance to make it a hard target with fencing and barbed wire and whatever, you know, maybe the HOA says you can't do this, can't do that. So you kind of stuck with just living in that house like it is. You can't make any modifications that really protect you because you'll be out of compliance or whatever. That's why I don't live in the city. That's why I don't live where there's a HOA. I'm living away from folk. So, but anyway, here's a tactic you can use in the event you're in a shit hits the fan event and you can't get out of the house, but you want to make sure that you want to make your property look so unattractive to looters or anybody that's not supposed to be coming over there that they just bypass it altogether. So if I were you in that situation, I'd be throwing all the furniture I could out in the front yard. I'd be breaking shit and throwing stuff off the porch, clothes and everything. Everything scattered out in the front yard. I'd make it look so in disarray. Then I would start taking some furniture. You're not going to need it anyway because the shit hits the fan. All that shit in there is worthless. The only thing that's going to be valuable is what you can take with you, your go bag or what you got in food storage that you can protect, so on and so forth. All this nicety stuff is going to go to the wind. It's going to be blowing in the wind. So check it out. What you can do, you know, in those movies when they're in Somalia or whatever, they burn tires, right? So that the military forces coming in like Black Hawk Down, like that movie, they were burning tires. They'll burn tires to create so much smoke. It kind of impede, or it's a deterrent. It lowers your visuals. People are able to move around a little quicker and you can't see them. And it won't deter a military because they're trained to don't care about that kind of stuff. But regular people, smoke and fire can actually deter them. So say you had stuff burning on the front lawn, stuff's all thrown out there, it looks crazy. So looks so crazy when a looter comes by. Psychologically, he's like, damn, I ain't going in there. Why am I going to go into something look like it's burning and smoke is coming out the back of it, try to get some stuff I want to take or, you know, inflict some bodily harm on somebody when it looks like that's already happened. You got to use psychological deterrence too. So that's just a tip for you. Something you could do if you didn't have any other recourse, okay? Let's get back to this real quick. I got to get off this video because it's an hour and 14 minutes. So let me try to finalize this and get you some more input real quick. Bug out location. Do you have a bug out location? Crickets. Okay. If you don't have a bug out location, a place outside of the city that's safe, that's stocked up, has resources on it that you and your family can use to survive on until stuff gets better or don't get better. You just got to deal with it. But you do have an opportunity to live a little bit longer or indefinitely until you finish this life anyway. Do you have a bug out location out in the country? If you don't and you have resources, shame on you. I'm just joking, y'all. If you got resources to do that and you need help, hit me in the comments. I will help you find some land. I will consult you. Yeah, you're going to pay me. You're definitely going to pay me. Because if you don't already have this done, you're behind the 8 ball right now. You know, your money is going to be kind of worthless in a minute, meaning people aren't going to care too much about it. They're going to care more about health, having food, water, and some security and some shelter somewhere where it's not a whole bunch of crazy people. So right now, while your funds are working, you need to start considering, do I have a bug out location? I got a couple of lots. I got 1.5 acres here for sale. I got another 1.97 acres for sale down the road. We got the 40 acres that we just purchased. Farm shares is going to be the remedy for most of you, where you can come and share in the farming activities on the 40 acres. We can develop you a bug out site back in the woods for you and your family. You got to get with me now, though. Right now. Don't wait. If you're going to wait till next month to see if the stock market is going to crash, you're at the end of the game. End of the game. Everything you should have should already be somewhere in place. If you don't have it, but you got the money and you're just sitting on it, it's time to let that go. It's time to let that go. So look, this video's went long enough. Farm shares is available for you. I'm only accepting 5 families maybe. Can't have too many people on 40 acres. But if you got resources, you got fiat currency right now that's still good, that you can exchange for a spot on the farm where we're going to be growing food, greenhouses, well water, organic stuff. You can build we can put your tiny home back there. We're going to have some root cellars underground, some storm shelters underground, so on and so forth. That's going to be available to you. If this sounds good to you and it's a strategy, another section of strategy that you were missing and you need, I'm in Georgia. So as long as you're within a couple of hours, 3 hours drive of North Georgia or whatever, you're fine. You should be able to make it out here pretty easy. But this is available to you. So if you're interested in that, hit the link below. Donate, for one. And 2, hit me in the comments. Tell me, Major, I'm interested in that farm shares thing. I got a stack of cash. Look, I don't know what to do with all this money anyway. I need to put it into something. We can collab. We can talk. I'll put you a service agreement together. We'll lease you a spot. You can have your bug out shelter. You don't have to live there right now, but you got a spot to go to in the event stuff hits the fan. That's the most important thing, is that you got an alternative spot that's safe, secure, and we're going to be providing security there. Once you get there, once you get your spot and we work through all the details, I'm going to train you and your family on location on self-defense training, perimeter security, how to do certain types of movement grids and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into too many details, but how to move and groove when protecting your property. So if this is something you're interested in, leave me a comment. Once you let me know, I'll send you a secure way to contact me. And then don't give your details out in the comments, because there's too many hackers and scammers out there. I'll get you my secure contact. You can then call me then. So if you like this video, boom. If you like this video, boom, share it. Do whatever you want. I'm wore out, 1 hour and 20 minutes in. Yo, I've been preaching. I hope I'm not just preaching to the choir. I hope I'm preaching to some people that's like, that sounds like what I need. Look, it's not for everybody when I speak. I'm just tell you that right now. So only those who can see what I'm talking about and feel that energy and you're headed towards or on that frequency, you're the only ones who's going to get it. I don't need everybody to be out, hanging out on the land with me anyway. Just need like 4 or 5 families. That's it. So hit me up. This is Major signing off for another kind of cool video. I'm wore out. Let me go in here and get some hydration. I wish you all well. Peace, love, and success in all your endeavors. This is Major signing out for another kind of cool video.